Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Science, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Science.
We want peace in Liberia, peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Rabbi, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for Lee and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Easy, when you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, so go in deep and deeper. Put in thought to each key. Be that living sense in hospital.
Yes, folks, good morning, and welcome to another brand new presentation of the program from the Pre News on Freedom FM. It's 7.9, the biggest part on your FM band. It's good to be back on your radio this beautiful Monday morning, the 18th of May, and the year stands at 2026. I'm Wendell Nimna, and I'm here with Esther Daco this morning, who is beautifully dressed up in beach outfit. Esther, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. You know, when you're saying the beach outfit, I mean,
I'm not
I hope they
saying
wouldn't be
they.
thinking
No,
about
no, no. I'm talking of the
work.
color beach. Yeah, I'm not talking.
Definitely. Of
Yes.
course.
So.
Good morning. Good morning to you, Wendell. Good morning to all of you out there. It's good to be here on this Monday. You know, the weekend was okay, but I was really looking forward to getting back here on Monday. So I'm glad to be here, Wendell.
I don't know, but you look so gorgeous this morning,
Thank you.
darling Daco.
Thanks. Yeah.
Well, folks, Esther and I, together with our Radio LIB team, will be running you through, bringing you major headlines, stories trending in Liberia. This program is brought to you by Crime Stopper Liberia, Exeter's Best Price Store with 2 branches. One is on the Old Road Smart Road Junction. The head branch is on Gurley Street, Central Monrovia. You know, the thing about Exeter's Best Price Store is that you go there, you spend less and you get more.
Mhm.
All right. You want to get that special drink for that special occasion.
Right.
They got everything there at Exeter's Best Price Store. If I were you, I will go with small money and get plenty of things. That's what we call it, Exeter's Best Price Store. And the last but not the least is Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. They are giants in the petroleum business. So this morning, folks, in our studio, we have 2 hard copies, the Front Page Africa and the Daily Observer. So Esther and I will be running you through, and we also have with us our Radio LIB team.
Right.
Don't forget, we'll run you with the weather report so you can know how the weather is going to be like for the rest of the week. Our weather report man will join us shortly to run us through the weather report. So it's always good to know what the weather is going to offer so you can dress accordingly. So let's see what we have to run you through this morning. Before me is the front page Africa newspaper, and it says here top stories. This is health issues. A familiar fear returns. Ebola alert in DR Congo raises anxiety as Liberia faces another test of readiness and memory. All right, we see the photograph of the Minister of Health, Louis Poto. And let's get to general issue. It says principle and evidence-driven leadership. LPRA board hails Marilyn Logan's selection to prestigious Moanje Leadership Network. And lastly, for top stories, this is labor issues, making strides in a man's word. Kebe Harris Dolo and Massa Sinesie breaking barriers as female operators in Nov traditional roles at Esalamita. All right, those are the top stories. Let's bring you the big ones on the front page. Regional auditors central meet to discuss accountability at governing board meeting in Monrovia, strengthening regional audit. Very interesting story. We see the head of the General Auditing Commission, Gaswa Jackson, this photograph here with some of his stakeholders that will be coming for this regional meeting. So let's take few lines. Let's get few lines from that story. Let's see. Yes, I'm there. Let's take few lines from there. I'm just going to bring you two stories from the front page Africa newspaper. But don't forget, if you are watching us, please drop your comment in our comment section. You can also help us to share the live. It's very important that when you are watching us, you drop a comment because we want to know where you are watching us from. Those of you following us online, well, we want to welcome you to this edition of the print news brought to you by Crime Stopper Liberia, Exodus Best Price Store, and Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. Okay, the story, let's take few lines. Liberia is set to take center stage in Africa's governance and accountability landscape as the General Auditing Commission, GSC, under the leadership of Auditor General Honorable P. Gaswa Jackson Sr., hosts a landmark regional conference bringing together 26 auditors general from across the continent. The week-long assembly held under the auspices of the African Organization of English-Speaking Supreme Audit Institutions. AFRISA-E begins today, Monday, May 18, and runs through Friday, May 22, at multiple venues in Monrovia. The conference marks the first time Liberia has hosted the high-level regional gathering since AFRISA-E's establishment, signaling what officials describe as growing international recognition of Liberia's strides in audit reform and public financial oversight. AFRISA is a regional body comprising 26 English-speaking African countries, focused on strengthening the institutional capacity of supreme audit institutions. The organization promotes auditing standards, institutional independence, and accountability systems aimed at improving public finance, management, and governance across Africa. This year's conference will review progress on our AFRISA-E 2025 to 2029 strategic plan, while addressing emerging challenges confronting public sector auditing on the continent. According to Auditor General Jackson, discussions during the gathering will focus on enhancing transparency, strengthening audit systems, expanding peer review mechanisms, and advancing the use of technology and data-driven auditing across Africa. This is an opportunity to showcase Liberia's progress in audit reform and to learn from our peers across Africa. Auditor General Jackson said, strong audit institutions are the backbone of good governance. And because of what he have done at the Supreme Auditing Institution of Liberia, we are proud to host our colleagues from across Africa. Speaking in a radio interview ahead of the conference, Jackson said the engagements will also explore strategies for addressing emerging risks in public finance management and reinforce regional collaboration among African audit institutions. The conference is expected to attract a host of international partners and governance stakeholders, including representatives from the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and other AfroCE partners. Among the dignitaries expected as Swedish National Auditor General Madame Christina Gillebrandt Haberg, and representative of the Norwegian Audit Office. The Liberian government has also extended invitations to key anti-corruption institutions and senior state officials, including the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, the Office of the Vice President, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and the President pro tempore of the Liberian Senate. As part of the conference agenda, the 26 Auditors General will participate in a 2-day governing board meeting at a local hotel in Monrovia, followed by a 2-day strategic review meeting at the ministerial complex featuring expert panel discussions on critical audit and governance issues. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and former Finance and Development Planning Minister Dr. Antoinette Saye are expected to deliver keynote papers during the strategic sessions. The official opening ceremony is expected to attract more than 100 international and local participants. Auditor General Jackson will provide an overview of the GSC's anti-corruption efforts and updates on the current state of Liberia's Supreme Audit Institution. Well, Esther, I think we can leave it there and take one more story, and then we'll send controls to you to bring us the Daily Observer. So this is our final story. The noise pollution situation, that's the noise pollution. The situation is not under control. EPA launches crackdown as experts call for public awareness. A public health crisis. I must be clear with the public. Noise pollution situation is not under control. Many communities continue to complain about excessive noise, especially during the late night and early morning hours. This is why the EPA is now strengthening collaboration with the Liberia National Police and city government to carry out additional enforcement action. Who is saying this? The executive director of the Environmental Protection Agency, Emmanuel Ure Yakpawolo. All right, so let's take a few lines because, you know, Esther, I raised the same alarm on yesterday. I was sitting somewhere on yesterday after work, and I mean, nothing I could hear but orange data, Lone Star data, orange data, Lone Star. You know, just kept playing. Yeah, you know. Yeah, we are not saying people shouldn't survive, but do not survive to the detriment of others. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, you can't keep the community
The
noisy.
the worst one
One
is
thing, yeah.
when you live in a compound like area and your next door neighbor is selling scratch card or
Oh
whatever.
my gosh.
You wake up in the morning with you go to bed
They
with
will,
it. I'm telling you,
seriously.
it's
Well,
horrible.
let's
So
take some lines from this story. It's very interesting. I hope the government can do something about it. We're not saying y'all should go and destroy the people make our phone. We are
mhm.
just telling you that you can tell them to lower the volume. All right, let them play in a moderate tone that people will be able to get to them to do business. The whole day you sit down somewhere, Lone Star data, Orange data, Lone Star credit, Orange credit, buy a car, all the gun. I mean, repeatedly. That's it. That's the irritating part of it. But let's take a few lines from there. Let's take a few lines. Let's see what it says here. It says for decades, noise in Liberia has functioned almost like an unwritten right. Churches and mosques broadcast sermons across entire neighborhood before the sun is even up. Nightclubs shake communities deep into the night. Generators route through blackouts. Street parties spilled into public space with little regard for who is trying to sleep, study, or simply live in peace. Now the government says that era is ending. For the first time in Liberia's history, the Environmental Protection Agency says it is preparing a nationwide crackdown on noise pollution. And with newly finalized regulations, a dedicated task force, police, back enforcement, disable measuring equipment, and the legal authority to confiscate speakers and issue fines. Emmanuel Ure Yakpawolo, the agency's executive director, said the crackdown is long overdue.
Mhm.
I must be clear with the public that the director saying, you don't want talking. I'm gonna be clear with the public. The noise pollution situation is not under control.
Mhm.
Yakpawolo said during a recent press briefing at the Ministry of Information in Monrovia, many communities continue to complain about excessive noise, especially during the late night and early morning hours. This is why the EPA is now strengthening collaboration with the Liberia National Police and city government to carry out additional enforcement action. Experts said the campaign represents one of the most ambitious environmental enforcement efforts undertaken by the agency in recent years. More than nonsense issues, it says noise pollution has become a public health crisis
Mhm.
affecting sleep, learning, hearing, stress levels, and community stability. Experts said the effort will also test something larger, whether the Liberian government can successfully enforce environmental rules against institutions that are politically, culturally, and socially influential, including churches, mosques, bars, entertainment centers, DJs, even organizers, business, and even ordinary citizens. Yakpawolo averred arrived at the conference with a warning complaints have piled up for years from residents exhausted by overnight worship services, entertainment centers blasting music until dawn, and neighborhoods overwhelmed by generators and street parties. In some entertainment spots, officials say people sitting across tables communicate by phone because conversation is impossible over the volume. All right. So it says
Interesting.
family losing sleep. The growing noise pollution in Monrovia is affecting residents across all levels of society. Esther, I think we'll stop right here and send controls to you to bring us more developments from the Daily Observer newspaper.
Thank you so much. Happy for me, the Daily Observer. We're gonna take some lines. Bulk of the story was already brought by Wendell, so we'll just look at the ones he did not touch.
Mhm.
The top story here says Barker administration delivering tangible results. Gafwan tells cadets in Bangka. Well, let's see some lines from this story. It is on page 10 of this paper. We're going to take some lines. We are all interested in what the tangibles are.
Mhm.
And it says Finance and Development Planning Minister Augustine Wehe Gafwan has strongly defended the performance of the Joseph Numa Barker administration, insisting that the country is steadily advancing despite persistent criticism from political detractors. Speaking Friday at the launch of the National Cadet Program in Bangka, Bon County, Minister Gafwan told cadets, government officials, and citizens that Liberia is clearly going forward, not backward. Today, through his National Cadet Program, we are about to give hope to more than 1,000 young people of Liberia. Yet, our detractors will say Liberia is going backward. He said, drawing applause from the crowd, the finance minister used the occasion both to formally launch the program and to defend what he described as tangible progress across key sectors, including infrastructure, education, healthcare, energy, and governance reform. He stressed that over the past 2 years, the administration has recorded visible improvements that are directly impacting citizens, education, roads, and electricity expansion. Minister Kafon disclosed that the government is preparing to construct or rehabilitate more than 100 schools across Liberia's 15 counties to strengthen foundational education while also renovating several high schools, including institutions under the Morovia Consolidated School System. He also detailed ongoing road projects aimed at improving national connectivity. We are paving the road to the southeast, including to Zweju, Fishtown, and Harper. We are rehabilitating and paving the road from Freeport to St. Paul Bridge and then to Bull Waterside, and will soon begin the pavement of the Salaye to Vonjaman and Mendikoma to Vonjaman highways. Yet, the detractors will say Liberia is going backwards. He disclosed on on electricity access, he added, today we are connecting more households to electricity and business and other activities are extending into the night hours in Morovia, RRA Highway, Bikana, and many other cities. Yet, the detractors say Liberia is going backward. Salary increase and public sector reforms. Menzagafwan also defended reforms in public sector compensation, noting that health workers, judges, engineers, and other professionals have benefited from improved pay and incentives. He recorded emotional scenes at the CB Dunbar Hospital in Bangka, where health workers reportedly celebrated after receiving mobile notification confirming salary increases effective January 2025. Today, we have begun increasing the pay and incentives of critical professionals in the civil service. We have also fully reversed harmonization at the GAC and LACC and for members of the Supreme Court bench and judges of subordinate courts, he insisted. Yet our detractors says Liberia is going backward. Budget growth and fiscal performance, the finance minister further revealed that Liberia's national budget has grown from US 738 million to US 1.3 billion in just over 2 years, attributing the increase to stronger domestic revenue generation, improved tax administration, and reduced leakages. So there we have succeeded in just 2 years, 3 months, and 24 days in growing the budget from US 738 million to US 1.3 billion. Today, unlike the past where the country gets accustomed to the submission of recast budgets, we are now talking about a supplementary budget due to surplus revenue collection, he explained. But we stop it there. We look at more stories this morning. LPRA board congratulates Director General on selection as an Amuja leader. Amuja selection reflects her caliber of leadership. And this is the LPRA Director General Marilyn T. Logan. And then GAC hosts Regional Audit Summit on Transparency of Public Sector Reform. When they have already brought that, let's see the MOE, that is the Ministry of Education, to remove unqualified teachers on a new licensing regime. This story is on page 10, 3 of the paper. Let's run there.
Very
And
interesting.
of course, and I'll bring you some lines. It says, the Ministry of Education has announced firm measures to remove unqualified teachers from Liberia's classrooms as part of a new nationwide enforcement of the country's teacher licensing regime aimed at improving education standards and strengthening professionalism in the teaching sector. Education Minister Dr. Jaso Male Jala disclosed that the government is moving ahead with operational organization of the Liberia teachers licensing system, a provision already contained in the Education Act, but which has not been fully implemented over the years. Speaking during an interview with journalists, Minister Jala said the enforcement marks a significant shift towards accountability, quality assurance, and professional discipline within the education system. According to her, the licensing regime will ensure that only qualified and competent educators are permitted to teach in Liberian schools, aligning the country with international best practices where professional certification is required before entry into regulated sectors. The enforcement of the teacher's licensing is about improving standards and ensuring professionalism across the education system, Minister Jala said. She explained that the reform will also introduce a structural professional progression system for teachers, allowing educators to advance through clearly defined career levels from entry level teacher to proficient and expert practitioner based on experience, performance, and continuous professional development. Minister Jala further emphasized that the initiative is not intended to improve new legislation, but to activate existing provisions already embedded in the Education Act, reforming the ministry's commitment to enforcing laws already on the book. She noted that beyond regulation, the policy is designed to elevate the teaching profession by strengthening ethical standards, improving teacher preparation, and restoring public confidence in the education system. Education Authority says the enforcement of teachers' licensing will directly lead to the removal of unqualified teachers from the classrooms, ensuring that only certified professionals are entrusted with the responsibility of educating learners nationwide. The ministry believes the reform will improve classroom instructors, enhance teachers' accountability, and ultimately lead to better learning outcomes from students across Liberia. The initiative forms part of a broader education sector reform aimed at building a more competent and professional teaching workforce while strengthening the overall quality and credibility of Liberia education system. Well, I think I have something to say about this, but we will definitely come to our talking point. Let's bring it to the back page of the Daily Observer. This morning we have the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning begins country level fiscal reform exercise across 5 counties. I don't know, this story is so long with you. Should I take a couple of paragraphs? The government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, is set to launch a nationwide fiscal decentralization and country treasury reform exercise aimed at strengthening public financial management, improving service delivery, and deepening local government reforms across the country. The week-long engagement scheduled for May 18th to the 22nd, 2026 will be implemented through the Fiscal Decentralization Unit under the Department of Fiscal Affairs and will cover River Sales, Grand Bassa, Margibi Bank, and Nima counties. According to an MFDP release, the exercise will focus on fiscal decentralization, budget disaggregation, implementation of the 2026 fiscal rules, that's the county treasury operations, and expenditure accountability mechanisms as part of the government's broader decentralization agenda. The ministry said the initiative forms part of efforts to transition government fiscal operations from Monrovia to the counties, in line with President Joseph Numa Boakar's decentralization policy and the IRA's agenda for inclusive development. Under the engagement schedule, Deputy Minister for Budget and Development Planning, Tenen G. Rosen, will officially launch the exercise in Riverside County on Monday, May 18. The assessment team will subsequently move to Grand Bassa on Tuesday, May 19, Markibi on Wednesday, May 20, Bong on Thursday, May 21, and Nimba on Friday, May 22nd. The county sector meetings will be chaired by county superintendents and will bring together representatives of ministries, agencies, and commissions, treasury officials, fiscal authorities, and local government stakeholders. Speaking on the initiative, Fiscal Decentralization Unit Director Dr. Romeo D.N. Batia emphasized that all government spending entities operating in the counties must increasingly function through the county treasury framework in compliance with like various revenue sharing law and regulations. Spending entities should operate through the county treasury framework in keeping with the revenue sharing law and regulations, Dr. Bhatia stated. But we will leave you here and take our final story. Two publishers off to Morocco. Well, Morocco is a francophone country, right? And we hope you guys will understand French. But so far, so good. This is it. Lesson controls to you, to you, Wendell.
Thank you very much, Esther, for that splendid reading. Let's recap those stories we brought you when we come back. Following that, we'll take a break. After our break, we'll draw you closer to our talking points. We don't see any of our Radio LRB partner yet. I don't know what is going on with our weather report man. We haven't gotten any word from him yet, together with the rest of the crew. But let's recap those stories we brought you this morning from the front page Africa newspaper and the Daily Observer. Top stories: a familiar fear returns. Ebola alert in DR Congo raises anxiety as Liberia faces another test of readiness and memory. All right. Gender issue, principle, and evidence-driven leadership. LPR Bold Hills, Marilyn Logan's selection to prestigious Amwenje Leadership Network. And lastly, for top stories, this labor issues, making strides in the man's word. Kebe Harris Dolo and Masa Senesi breaking barriers as female operators in non-traditional roles at Asalamita. And regional auditors general meet to discuss accountability at governing uh, board meeting in Morovia, strengthening regional audit. And lastly, for the front page, Africa, the noise pollution situation is not under control. EPA launches crackdown as experts call for public awareness. This is a public health crisis, so says the folks there at the Environmental Protection Agency. The Daily Observer, okay, we have seen, I spotted the weather report man, so Esther is going to bring him on. Right, let's get the weather report man. Daily Observer is our next presentation. Waka administration delivering tangible results. And I want to tell cadets in Banga, we get to know what are those tangibles during our talking points. LPRE board, board congratulates Director General on selection as an Amwenje leader. Amwenje's selection reflects her caliber of leadership. And GAC holds regional audit summit on transparency and public sector reform. To the back page, MFDP begins county level fiscal reform exercise across 5 counties, and two publishers off to Morocco. MOE to remove unqualified teachers on a new licensing regime. those are all the stories, folks. We're going to take our break now. When we come back from our break, we'll bring in our weather report man to run us through the weather report. It's 20 minutes pushing up to midday. Let's take word from our sponsors and be right back.
We want peace in Liberia, peace in Monrovia.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the sort of vigilante justice in this country, none of us will be saved. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we have seen in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sire, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sire.
We want peace in Liberia, peace in Monrovia. We want peace.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
He said, hey, when you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Thomas going
Yes, indeed. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store, Exeter's Best Price Store, Mayuba and Sons Incorporated, and Crime Stopper Liberia. Folks, we are about to leave the shores of Liberia to bring in our weather report man, Suleiman Tunis, who is going to run us through the weather report. Following that, Esther and I will draw you closer to our talking points. So, Tunis, good morning from our end and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Mama Liberia. Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim brother and sister. Your weather report man is here to give you 3 days weather report today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So stay put and take a note. As of now, the precipitations of the rain, I mean, you might be experiencing a little bit of sun since this morning, but don't mind it. The rain following it right after the afternoon or early evening, you will start experiencing rain. And it's 30%, but I believe it still will rain. Okay, because it's not looking good here on the radar. The wind is 7 miles per hour, humidity is 77, average 83, and it will go up to 96 today. So the heat is still around. Now, I ain't going nowhere yet, even though the rain is there. But sometimes when it rain in the evening hour or in the night while you are going to sleep, I mean, it give you a little bit leverage. Tomorrow and Wednesday weather the same. No big difference. Tomorrow and Wednesday weather report the same. The day will break with heavy sunshine in your faces. But as the day go by, in the afternoon, evening hour, it'll start raining. It's 40% tomorrow. It'll start raining. So expect rain today in the evening, tomorrow in the evening, and Wednesday in the evening. Temperature high though. It's not It's about 97 degree. That's what it feels like. It's really 86, but it look like 97. That's how it feel. So it's almost 100. So it's hot in the area, in Monrovia area. Same thing tomorrow, 88 degree tomorrow. Tomorrow, 88. Oh, you're having you're having the kind of weather we have in here. Same kind of weather we had yesterday. We had almost 88 degree. Today we having 87. Tomorrow we having almost 90. Same thing you're having over there. That's what we're having here. The only difference is we are not expecting rain in our weather. But y'all on every evening, you're gonna expect rain. So if you're doing something or you're going somewhere in the evening, make sure you take a little umbrella with you or be prepared for rain. Okay, if you're taking a motorbike to go, coming back, you might take a keke to come, or you take a taxi. Okay, so your 3 day weather, if you understood me very well, tomorrow and Wednesday is going to be the same. Even today, tomorrow, the weather's no big different. Today you experience the rain in the evening. It will start early evening. That's about 70% chances of rain on Wednesday, in the evening, around our evening area. The wind by, I forget it because it's only 6. Today is about 7 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 7. Wednesday, 6. The only thing is, all 3 days, the heat is heavy and the temperature is very heavy. If you go out there right now, I think you go out there now, the sun is shining, but don't mind our sun, it will change. And I know you'll be experiencing that every evening in night. Sunday will even it will work. It will rain more in the morning, then it stops. The sun start coming up. Then in the evening, that heavy rain comes. So same thing going to that trend. You're going to be on that trend until the Wednesday. We're not going to touch Thursday until tomorrow. Then we'll touch it. We'll tell you about Thursday. We can give you a 5-day report, but let's take it 3 step by step because we're new to this for now. Okay. Thank you so much for listening. My guys, I gotta go, man. I don't have to stay with you today. Thank you so much.
No work schedule.
Exactly.
Thank you, there, Tunis, for running us through the weather report for the up to Wednesday. So, listeners, hey, please, you heard the weather report, so it's left for you. If you don't want to listen or you don't want to take it in, well, that's your business. We already brought
Yes.
you the weather report, so dress accordingly. All right, Tunis, we'll catch up tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, bye bye. All right, so it reminded me of an old song called Take It Step by Step. Take it step by step. It's an old jam. But
Right.
anyway, folks, yesterday while I was here at work, I received a call that my personal barber passed off. And yeah, this is somebody who been cutting my hair for the last 20, 30 years. I'm telling you, Esther. And
This is sad.
last week, I went to do my hair. When I got there, I saw his condition. I knew, he was never going to make it. I'm telling you. So I asked him, but you in this kind of condition, what brought you here today? Were you forced to come here to come cut hair? You know you're not sick? I mean, Esther, the guy has gotten swelling up, like somebody suffering from liver problem and everything on him was just big. Yeah. I mean, I saw him. I mean, he was lying back in the chair and I look at his face. I said, no, this is not good for him. I called his family. I told them we got to do something about this man condition. But while I was here yesterday, I got the news that he passed off. Oriba is no more. Those of us who've been familiar with him for years now, we just lost him on yesterday. All right. But Esther, there are too many stories we read this morning, and one of the stories that really caught my attention has to do with this EPA thing and what the Minister of Finance said out there over the weekend in Bangladesh You know, the government is, let me just look, those of you who are watching us, all right?
Okay, to win the kid program.
Yeah,
There were a
those
lot
of
of
you,
things you said.
you see, those of you who are watching us, you see the headlines, Waka administration delivering tangible results. That's exactly what was said by the Minister of Finance and Development Planning. Esther brought us the story this morning.
Yeah.
So he spoke about too many things that the government can show.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Improvements.
Yeah.
And then he was brave enough to mention electricity. Like,
Yeah.
as how?
How?
As how now? Explain as how.
Yeah.
Because I've not seen any improvement. Is it at your house, Mr. Kafon? Is it at your house that electricity has improved?
Yeah.
Because
I'm
we
sure.
are not seeing it. I'm telling you, Wendell, if you stay home, those of you who stay at home, you know what I'm talking about. The current leaves at certain hour. It will not
Mhm.
come back until in the evening hours,
Uh,
probably 5 or 6. And
uh,
even sometimes when they come at 6 o'clock, it will spend like an hour. They will take it again. I mean, so how is it being improved? Your improvement should not just be about how many homes you got connected. It should be about stability. Stability and people being able to afford. This is one of the things I've always want to talk about. The electricity in this country is too expensive, Wendell, and this is the reason why everything has to be expensive on the market.
mm,
Because why would somebody be using LEC? You burning LEC with the amount of money you're spending, and then you are selling a particular product that depends on that electricity. You wouldn't carry your price up. You definitely will carry it up because with the amount of money you're spending, and then at the end of the day, LEC it's not even stable. You got to use your own generator. You putting fuel in it, all of that. And so one of the things you guys need to look at is how to reduce the cost of electricity in this country. It is too expensive. It is not affordable for the ordinary people. It is not. You being ordinary doesn't mean that you cannot have simple, things in your home that you can use to ease your work.
mhm.
Example, you go down water side right now, you will see the hot plate. You don't want to use copper while current is on in your house. You have your hot plate, you plug it, you put your food on it. Before you know it, your food is ready. You don't have to be rich before you have that.
Mhm.
But in order to have it, you must be able to put money in your meter. I mean, enough money.
Mhm.
$5 will not help you. And so the current is too expensive. That is one of the things you people need to look at how you guys can reduce the cost of electricity, because this is one of the reasons why the country is running on should I say 12 hours, because we are not running on 24 hours.
No, not
By
at
the
all.
time it hits 6 o'clock, everybody closing their places except for maybe entertainment centers and stuff like that. The country is not running like that. And these are some of the reasons. You people need to look into it. The electricity is expensive. At the end of the day, you're added taxes to it. The first payment you make in the month window, they deduct portion of your current for only we paying back and all of that.
You
It
know,
is expensive.
it's the I don't know, but this government that we all know came to power with lies,
Mhm.
and they continue to spread the lies.
Of course.
Look, for us on this platform,
Hmm.
we said it over and over that when this government does good, we sit here and applaud them.
Hmm.
We commend them for the good.
Of course.
But if they do bad, we'll also flag the bad. Government shouldn't go and lie to people that this government is delivering tangibles when he knows that it's not true.
Hmm.
Esther, I don't know, but the cost of living in this country now is so hard. You spoke about road connectivity. Government is continuity. Most of the road project that is ongoing now was secured by the previous administration. Was that being acknowledged by the minister? No. So they want to take glory for something that they didn't work for.
Hmm. Right.
That's why GAFA is telling us that the tangible, they got surplus revenue generation. The surplus. Because how you will not get surplus? How you will not get surplus? Even barber shop now, kobo shop, everything you say, they must be paying taxes. You're straining Liberians.
Hmm.
You're straining the people. So we who are the end users, we are the one feeling it
Of course.
because, like you said,
everywhere you go, you will pay a tax.
yeah, like you said, Esther, somebody can be buying their LEC and they depend on LEC to sell their product. And LEC is high, the LEC not regular. You got to go buy fuel to put in your generator and all that thing. Then you sell cold water bag or what you were buying for $5. Then you can't sell it the same $5.
Not possible. You would definitely sell it expensive.
My wife was telling me when the water we used to buy it, they have increased the price. I said, yeah, my mommy, we gotta live for it now. The people say, yeah,
From where I live,
Yeah.
we buy the sack of water
Mhm.
for 120,
yeah,
120.
exactly. That's
buy
the same
sack
thing.
of water.
That's the same thing she told me.
So we used to buy
Mhm.
$100.
$100.
They added $20.
In fact, she told me she was buying it $80.
Can you imagine?
So for 80, they jump it all the way to 120. They added $40. So we'll go
Yes.
buy water 120 and you go sell it for $5.
Mhm.
So you see, the minister shouldn't be coming up and lying to the Liberian people. Like, I mean, they call us detractors, but we are not. We are not detractors.
No, we're
Look,
not. We are speaking
there are
the
some
facts.
people. There are some people who are doing good in this government that we know, and we're not hide it. When the time comes for us to tell them that, look, you have since you took over this institution, you've been doing a great job.
Mhm.
We say it.
Definitely.
The previous administration, Georgia administration, there were times we sat here and we criticized some of his officials.
Right? We did.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we criticized. We even called on the president to have some of them dismissed at the time. But government go and lie to the people, say the government is delivering tangibles when Liberians are going through tough time.
Imagine.
Then I'm in support of the government coming up with this noise pollution.
Right.
I'm in support of that.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, Esther, I was sitting somewhere, like I said earlier on the show, that, the thing kept playing repeatedly.
Mhm.
Orange scratch card, Lone Star scratch card, orange data, Lone Star data, orange scratch card, Lone Star scratch card, orange, and the person had the thing in a live volume.
Yeah. And they will put it on.
So
repeat.
even if you're having conversations there, what thing you will hear, that thing there is, when just over and over is so irritating.
Very much.
You-
You know, if the person is moving around,
Mhm.
you will hear it and they will pass.
Yeah.
But now when somebody
The
put it on
station.
a post in a residential area
Area.
or even in a working environment, you don't do that. It's uncivilized.
They ain't want to know what are the old man in the area sick, they probably in the area sick. Somebody needs, to be in a quiet area. They ain't care for all of that.
Mm-mm.
When you go tell them, I'm doing my business. Yeah, you're doing your business. But you must do your business peacefully. Don't disturb the other people because you want to
Of the
make money.
peace, of course.
The peace of every one of us matters.
Mhm.
So you kind of area you put your megaphone on loud. Look at that kind of thing there. Whole day data, orange data, lose that data, orange data, lose that
Say,
data.
say
Orange.
you renting or
Yeah.
probably you build a
You see?
house, so it means your
The one that
neighbor
can be
should
singing the thing.
should be disturbed
Yeah.
throughout.
Kobo shot and all now the poor Kobo shot. Buy $100, $100 give you Kobo, $100 give you Kobo, $100 give you
Cheap
Kobo.
people.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got one pass. She passed my place every time she passed even on the house, and she got her wheelbarrow. It's gonna her wheelbarrow got some kind of sound. So when I just moved in the place, each time when she passing, I'll be hearing now sound like
Mm.
the bomb coming, the bomb coming to explode. And so I'll be checking right in the house, whether the meter or
Yeah.
something sounding in the house. So
Mm.
as time went by, I realized I was her wheelbarrow.
Look, it's very serious, folks. We
moment
we are not
she be
fawning
bored,
about
like,
it. It's
Yo,
it's very
it's bad.
serious. It's,
I mean,
it's,
you're doing your business
thing
for
is-
other people to
look,
try to live.
even we are Christians.
Mhm.
The churches should be moderate.
Of course,
The mosques should also be moderate.
of course.
All right.
Mhm.
We're not saying that you shouldn't use your megaphone. Even if the government come to your place and when they listen to that thing, the thing very low. How you won't play that thing? The thing is somebody you will not be playing in waterside, then you expect somebody weighing pins there to hear it. So you won't get the volume to the last.
Yeah, and this is something that has been
You just
happening
playing
for
for-
centuries.
yeah.
Yeah, this is not new. Most
Yeah.
especially for the churches and the mosques.
Mhm.
For the churches, they play the instrument loud so
Mhm.
that people in the neighboring community can be able to monitor what's happening at the
Yeah,
church to
yeah.
encourage them to come to church.
Yeah.
Same way for the mosques, they play it loud so that if you are a Muslim and you move in that community newly, you know where the mosque
Marx
is.
is, you know,
So,
but
but
it's
at the end of the
always good.
day, let
Yeah,
us all make it moderate.
play in a moderate tone.
Exactly.
All
That's
right.
why you can post samples out. So
Exactly.
if somebody needs to know there's a mosque here or there's a church here, have a
Exactly.
sample leading
Exactly.
from the road to where the person can go to,
Exactly.
and stuff like that. But
And then lastly, before we go to the phone lines, Esther, I think the issue of having unqualified teachers out of the classroom is a good thing. You cannot have people teaching our children they are not qualified.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, some of the people they don't even know how to draw their own license. I'm telling you, but they say they are teaching. You go to Sunday school, so the teacher then say, when they're talking to you, say you ask that teacher, then you say, well, the child are in the school, what didn't they learning from the other person?
I'm saying,
We look, so it is good that the government, this should be a national emergency. The government needs to clear out of the classroom teachers that are not qualified.
exactly. And Wendell, I support that these teachers should be removed from the classroom. And I also want to recommend that the government, most especially people who are volunteering in the counties and they do not have certificates, if there's a program can be put out for them, go to get your
Exactly.
certificate.
That's
If you
that's
are
a
in
good
Lofa
one.
County, go to KRTTI. If you are in this other county, go to this school, be able to get a certificate and
Yeah.
come back to us.
Because
we cannot put you on payroll. We cannot allow you to remain in the classroom if you do not have a license.
because some of them from some of them from grade school,
Mhm.
they jump into the classroom.
Of course.
All right. You need to go and sit for teacher training.
Right.
Teacher training. They got special courses for that. They
Mhm.
go to teach you this is how you teach. When you're imparting knowledge, this is what
course.
you need to do.
Mhm.
All right. But when you listen to some of the teachers and say their subject verb agreement is
Even
shaking.
correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then you say, I'm a classroom teacher. Can you imagine that? When
you gotta look it, you
Yeah.
gotta sound it, you gotta act it.
Can you imagine? Like these people they want to go do registration all around, you go ask them, my name is Samuel John. They won't ask you spell Samuel. They won't ask you spell John. Look, can you
Names
imagine?
like Samuel and John.
If that country name will understand. But names like James, you're
They'll
asking
tell
the person
I
spell
didn't go to
James.
school to learn.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Yeah.
I had that experience when I went to do my registration one time for this voter registration thing. And I mentioned my name, Daku. So I understand that the name is, it's not an English name, right?
Yeah.
It's a Dalit name. So yeah. But then how can you ask me to spell Esther? And I'm asking like, are you for real? And he's saying I didn't go to school to learn how to
Let's
spell.
spell
Are you
Esther.
for
Can you
real?
imagine
Like,
that?
Esther. I mean, a common name as that.
So you see, that's why
That people use it
that's
as
why
example and
that's
all of
when
that.
people are deprived.
Mhm.
People who marry the job, they don't give it to them because of favoritism, family connection, and all of that.
Right.
They take these people and give them the responsibility, they knowing the fact that they don't know the job.
Of course.
Simple names like James, spare James, John, spare Peter. Yeah. Not even the name, kuya pake nyansi, or what kind of name they will say, yeah. Uh-huh.
What kind of name is that?
That's a name. It's a name.
Look.
Yeah, it's a name. It's a name of Sapa Nyansia. Sapa Nyansia, who used to play for Invincible 11, what we all used to call the Rock of Gibraltar.
Okay.
All right, Sapa Myers. That's the name of his big brother. Kuya Pake Nyansia.
So
When you
wait,
call
that's
the
a
kind of
cool name,
name,
right?
yeah. When you call the kind of name
Look.
and say my man spell it, they will
I
understand.
gotta eat before I pronounce
Yeah,
my name.
but you asking somebody spell
I'm
Terry,
telling you.
spell Terry, spell Joe. How you spell your Joe? What?
Like, are you for real?
Let's
Did
let's
you
take
pass
few
through the
calls.
classroom
Yeah,
or
man. Let's
you
take few
jumped?
calls. We gotta go. I'm telling you. Let's
Of
take few
course.
calls. But the comments
So-
first. Let's run through the comments, then we come and take calls.
Okay, let's come to the comment section. We have a couple of comments here. We will read them out. We have Henry T. Told Jr. He says, "Good morning, the print news crew. A Freedom FM and the Radio LIB crew of the USA with our weather report, my Uncle Tunis from Staten Island, New York City, and following up from my residence in Upper Caldwell. We have Slewion Bloppo says, he says, good morning, my Freedom FM family, watching
The
you
crew
guys
name
from
is Slawion Blapo.
Okay, California. We have Cecilia Masakwe watching from Norway. We have Churisha Myers watching from Buchanan Street. We have Mark Wah. He says, okay, he sends emoji. We have Venetia's Junior Bar. He says, watching from Miku Town. Karim Kroman says, good morning, Freedom FM. I'm watching from my residence in Sinka. Thanks for, always for informing our people through this media. We have Minister Prince E. Kamara. He says, good morning. I'm following from Bannersville Estate. We have Shilatu Tennessee says, good morning. I'm following from my job site in GT Cole Broad Street, Central Morovia. We have Augustine Gavelaw. He says, good morning, Freedom FM. I'm following from Delaware, USA. We have Abraham Kekula. I'm following you guys from Grand Cape County, Kinjoy. We have Josephine Sate Amwa Amensa. Mwa Amensa says, good morning to Freedom FM family. We have Abraham Addison. He says, good morning, Freedom FM family. I'm following live from my comfortable residence. We have Ambassador Harris Wule Pale. He says, following from Nuku Town. We have Jiba Kamara. He says, good morning to the Freedom FM family. This too is Liberia. We have Samuel Hollywood says, wow, very interesting. We have Joseph Weah. He says, unless Bwaga can lie, just like his government officials, these people came to power with lies, so they will continue to lie until their 6 years finish. And Joseph Weah again says Bwaga lie again about the Guinea issues. Right now, as we speak, the Guinean government about to send more force. Well, I think more forces. Choice says excellent. James Randall says, my brother, it was your man Joe Weah that brought about megaphone in this country. Hope you all know that. And James Randall says this government say it happened during his regime. Don't say he brought it because he did not. James Randall says this government is 100 times better than Joe Weah government. And Joseph Weah says Bwaka is a big criminal and a liar. We have Terry F. Corney and says, great job. Good afternoon, Mr. Nimnan and Sis Esther. I'm following you guys from Asma Street. Yeah, thanks for the work. We have Bwakari Sharif. He says, good afternoon, Freedom FM. I'm following the show from Nuclear Town this afternoon. Thanks for the great show. James Randa says, since Liberia Foundation, no government official got put on sanctions for corruption as compared to the Weah government. Facts. And Duarte says, your good morning from Minnesota family. And then we have James Randa says, Weah and his officials are so criminals. So far, these are all of the comments we have with them. So interest you.
Thank you very much. That's what we do. We tolerate everyone on the show, whether you are from the position or the opposition. We don't chastise your comments. It's very important. That's your opinion. That's how you feel. We can't change it. All right. Because some of you do these things because of political alignment. You don't look at the reality because you are, benefiting from within. So, you see nothing bad. We know about it. Some of you guys are, Bella-driven individuals. So we're not going to talk about it. But we said it and we'll continue to say that whenever this government does good, we'll come behind these microphones and say it. Whenever they do bad, we'll come here and condemn them. All right. So what we listen to from the Minister of Finance, that is not true. This government is not delivering any tangibles. All right. So I don't know because we know some of the projects being carried on by this regime was something that was secured by the previous government. So we know that for a fact. So if Gafwan is telling us that everything in the country, the LEC thing and everything already, the water business in the country, Mo Ali is doing a good job. All right. And he's telling us that the government is bidding roads here and there. Where are the housing unit? 2026 almost finished. The government promised Joseph Bwaka doing his State of Nation address. They was bidding. They were going to build housing units in some areas. I don't know. We have not heard of any groundbreaking,
So
nothing of such. So we stay here, we looking, we
that
watching.
chicken
And you
to
say,
go,
Mom,
yes,
yeah, and you say, Mom, manage our expectation, we're managing. All right, so let's
No.
take a few calls. 0776 10414 0886 500 104 0770 those are the numbers to call. The WhatsApp line is also active, plus 231 86 500 104. I'm having phone crisis, so please, if you call me, you will not get me. My phone is freezing. I don't know, but that's it. I think the phone has outlived its usefulness, and so it's acting up. So let's go to the lines and take some calls, and then we out of here at 12:30. Hello.
Yeah, the one with the
Welcome to the show, my man. I crew district here. That one, business. Sabu Rasta, that one, for the numero. All right. All right. Go ahead. Let's hear you now.
I'm fine. It's okay.
You know why it's not response? Because Kafuan as finance minister, so it's okay now.
Mm.
When I okay to do this, now Kafuan is finance minister, so it's okay for him.
Of course.
Now, if you check Kafuan, now you only executive land. If you correct, when you don't get correct, you can Kafuan get correct. So, yeah, Kafuan, they say, okay, yeah, because it's in charge. The thing will know that it's really okay. That's what I'm now. I can say that now we will know if it's okay or it's not okay. Thank you, William. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sabu Rasta. That's the man, Sabu Rasta. Let's take this person. Good.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Winda.
Yes.
Good morning, Esther.
Good afternoon to you.
Mohammed, and I've come from Town Coast Folio, Winter Community, a member of Constant Liberia for Justice. Winda.
Yes, sir.
Esther, people to see the finance minister lie to the Liberian people in the broad day like they did. This is the single man who told the people that nobody was pushing water on Broad Street. While you were on the radio putting out this garbage, somebody was there posting people carrying off the water on Broad Street. Look, when this government has failed. So now, my question is this: when
So Spencer.
yeah.
Can we say this government has failed in totality? Because the state got some more years to finish.
Yeah, thank you. They are holding them responsible as what we heard from them in 2023.
Okay.
Those guys who were roads were insignificant. Education was insignificant. Electricity was insignificant. The only thing like people wanted was job. If you get all our job, we would talk about good. Hey, how come Kafua is not talking about job? He's talking about road. Is that not failure? President, we are recapping your roads. President, we are recapping your electricity. President, we are recapping your very housing unit. Oh, 3 years. Where are 100 schools that Kafua himself talk about? Where are it? Where are the 600 housing units? So, these guys have failed. I anticipated Kafua to be taken on. We have created this number of jobs. But forget about jobs to talk about road. It tells you that President Weah was automatically doing well. You only hated him. That's why indeed President Weah is coming back. Thank you very much, Peter.
Thank you, my good friend Spencer Mohammed. Thanks for your contribution. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Winner.
Yeah, welcome to the show. How are you? Yeah, let's hear you.
Winner, you know that minister there, he eating every day. He's not thinking about we that some people sleeping with hunger. So they all they are liars. I think I saw an interview I heard on the radio this morning, interviewing his boss man. All of them can lie. So that lie brought them to power. So they will continue lying to us.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, sir. Yes.
They already asking for something on that screen there for you to help me with my glass for my eye.
Okay, let's talk about it. You said eye drop?
Eyeglass.
Eyeglass?
My eyeglasses.
Oh. Okay, but you need to do your prescription now. We can just give you
your eyes got a problem?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Yeah, but you got to see the doctor 1st
Mhm.
before you request
You're not
that.
just,
Yeah,
get
let's
your
let's
blood.
let's
Yeah, I
let's
got one, and when we had a call, I will go to the RTL center and get it something and give it to you.
yeah, just
You
bring
give me
it,
a
bring it.
number.
Then we can start from there. Yeah,
All right, so I would like for me to get a number. I need to
I
call
can't
the
give you my number
for
on
you
the air. I
also.
beg you, Papa. I can get my
Call,
number.
just call
Thank.
after the show, yeah?
All right, we have another
All right.
caller. Thank
Okay.
you. Let's talk to Eddie Ragland. He's visiting Liberia from the United States. Welcome to the show, Eddie. Eddie, welcome to the show. You are live on the radio.
Okay, Winner, how you doing, brother?
I'm fine, thank you. How's your vacation?
Well, kind of cool over here today, brother.
Okay, let's give you a minute. You've been following the show. I guess you called to make your input. So let's give you a minute. Hello? Eddie, are you there? Hello? Oh my God, I don't know what's happening. Eddie, you can call us back and make your contribution. Let's take more calls. Let's talk to this person. Hello? Yes, welcome to the show. Let's hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Sounding low.
Yeah, this is Mohammed Nozum.
Welcome, Mohammed. Let's hear you.
Yeah, okay. Well, when that's the same problem that will, I hear from local countries, but when you hear from local, that one, I don't want to be family, but the bandit people, the people can mean, they put out mean people, that is how the government looks. The government can mean,
What you say the Lofa people mean?
I say the bandit are from local.
Oh, the Bandi people. Gafana Bandi man. But they say most of the Lofians too are very mean people. No offense to Lofians, because Esther is from Lofa. And Esther not a mean person.
Mhm.
They are not mean people, but the Bani people, the Bani people are mean. People that you go to them, on a fine, as what I say, they can say the water out for them. So, Gafana meme, yeah, Gafana meme, and Gafana, Mura, they are gonna always say, yes, let me ask Mommy, like this, because I say, they come out and say, so sorry, in society, everything, they are not 3 months, 3 years they have, they won't do anything because of our way the way to proceed, they are not proceeding like the government.
Okay, they are not proceeding like a government. So says the caller. Hello. Yes. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, how you doing, Chief?
I'm highly blessed and favor. Let's hear your name and where you join us from.
This is Mark Brown, and I'm phoning from District 12.
Go ahead, Mark. You have a minute. Let's hear your contribution.
Yeah, thank you, Winner. I want to be sincere to myself, my conscience, and the country.
Okay.
I think the government is doing extremely well. Sent down the George Weah administration.
Okay.
When you do a comparative analysis between the two governments, the winner.
So what are some of the comparison analysis that you did?
The first thing when you want to contextualize it, the issue of LEC.
Mm.
Then look at the solar that was just built, the solar plant that was just built by this government. But just in the course of 2 years,
Where?
this government has, at my profit, have you not gone there?
Are you carrying me there? Before you asking me, I'm
asking
I've not gone there. I've not gone there.
Okay.
You providing the information, so you got to be precise.
But this government in 2 years. Are you also aware here that the past government like $16 million debt that this government pays with the West Africa or the CLG or power issues?
Are you also aware that the government before the very United Party government before the CDC government, are you also aware that they were owing and money was paid by the previous administration?
Who are they owing?
Also, you don't they see the electricity thing that no. I will not take you. I will not continue with you now since you don't want to be real. Hello?
Yeah, you hear with that?
Yeah, man, Sisi, welcome to the show. Let's hear you.
Yeah, give me the answer. My big brother there, Tony, when he dead, decided to No window, if you get try to say and what your full free say.
Masiji, my phone not good. Oh, yeah. Esther second, bear me witness.
In that job, what not? Yeah, but
I come in go to Celebrate now because I can't afford. Yeah, I come in. Yeah, I come in go to Celebrate now. My friend Eddie Ragland is in town. He promised to get me a phone, so it's no big deal about that. Okay, let's hear you.
So thank you. So I want to add a platform. Never passing around with him. Live for him better. It's not only going to pay people in 2 weeks time. Every 2 weeks, they pay like American people. If he do some before, he not do it. They do it for example. Every week will pay. Every 2 weeks, pay your salary. He's doing it. People show you get it bad. You get it material with drop on it. Don't go and don't tackle. You not see that one? When you get last, you put it. Everything is war in Liberia. The fact that gas store then talking about everything is war. What are suffering out here? When they put after market here, when put people that driving left in the day for the street, they talking about everything is well. Why is they talking about drug in the country? That we have brought them. That we have brought the point of country. What are you talking about? You like to put them when you bring S1, everything is well. They put you fail. Your partner say you fail the S go down. You hear that one year? They rule a lot of them broken all over you. Everything failing on you. All of us, I will say you are going to be the key. That will give me man job to our ball. That's all people for Baptist, Baptist yet. For Baptist yet. Now, I think the wage back. What going on in the country? Our children in school, they 7 years. When was last day for the TV? Our partner is the one everything in the country. They see our children in school. You know what I'm saying? With them? When you say like, we head us cut our children, they spoke on it. But because of maturity, they're going to give me men to go to. And they are getting our children in the putting it in the dog bag. What's in the day? I tell you, what the country. They say everything is well. What if I get cheap? You say we are seeing the country, but you pay who? Is a country that cost 10 million. No accountability for it. You pay more on rehab road there. They set on the road. The shop worker is saying, well, you can see well get window there. You can see well get window glasses.
Okay.
Look at warehouses. Look for their boss your people get to laugh and see a kill. And we'll follow them. Everyone get a laugh will be boarded and see better for their life. Thank you.
Thank you. The woman, that's small woman, Masiji. That small boy, you land a few days. Masiji, thank you. Well, I just wanted to demonstrate my phone on the screen. Titus, you calling me? You see, those of you who are watching us, you see the phone. I cannot okay the phone. I'm putting it on the screen so those of you who are watching will know that I'm having phone crisis. All right. So Titus, I can take your call. My phone, you're calling me, but I just can't take your call because the phone is freezing. Let's talk to this callers. Titus, you stay calling me. I'm saying my phone is freezing. I can't take your call. So I don't know why you stay calling the number. But Esther, let's take those few comments we have. Let's take those few comments from Councillor
Jenkins T. Yimpon.
Jenkins T. Yimpon.
Jenkinson, yeah. T. Yimpon says, hi, Freedom FM. I'm watching from Barnesville. Naomi Fort, our old man. She says, good morning, my loving family. Following from Congo Town.
Love you too, mommy.
We have Jerry Uware. He says, good afternoon, watching from Waterside. STLMG Place says, good morning. I'm watching from Barnesville Junction.
Okay, so we can squeeze in 2 more calls and then we out of here at 12:30. So Colin, who's going to be the last 2 callers? Let's quickly hear from you on 0776 104 086 500 Let's talk to you, this person. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Oliver.
Yeah, good morning, Patience. Welcome to the show.
I'm Patience recording what to go in the morning for 10 o'clock.
Go ahead, Patience. Huh?
This Kappa may rest. A body Kappa rest. So, yeah, this Kappa may laugh. They are coming with I'm just very new. They have to call in a fight. Yeah, no video.
Now, the same thing the mess they saying, surplus revenue.
This Kappa may laugh. They raise the higher revenue in Africa. You know, the government. Is this saying the country okay with this thing? Nothing, Mr. Nime? And so the issue on it, Nikapu. For me, Mr. Nime, I I'm saying there is for now for people to start the people. Of course, the thing is, no, that's something doesn't mean. But I think Nika put the ball, you see, playing, when we are, I see Nika put the ball, you see, playing, you got this on.
Okay.
But this is the one now they want to make up for the four, they want for shadow, you know, that Mr. Kowa, they forgot to get Sigo. They forgot to get Sigo. They put you in the make up for one, right? Campaign for F4, that's also double.
Okay.
The thing is, no, but all that, they live on the phone, they can no rest up in the phone, this is nothing to be playing. Now we are both, who got this up. I saw the phone, this is playing it. Yeah, now they want to get for the phone. But what? The brand for that issue, they want to tell the situation, you know what they're not getting this, we are already there, I caught it. You're thinking, now anything, you go look for somebody waiting, I said, I read it, that's the other hour.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amazon.
Thank you, there, Patience. Thanks for your contribution.
One more call.
Let's take this person as our last caller. Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon.
Thank you for the total discussion. You know, this guy is not just serious. He's talking about they have done well, model president. And how many hospitals in that bill? What are the policies and the kingdom power that are affecting the Commodore and the Richards? That's what we are. These shakers, the war payment, get a university tuition now, they are carrying it up. Even the vehicle registration. We need to pay 190. That's what we are taking from 190, bring it down to 75. They are carrying it up. That I want the policies. One of them were buying $50. Today is $90. That I want the policies. Every day, they accepting the clear ones. They are increasing it. That I want the policies. And they keep the rescuer. That's what we have initiated. Go to give it a power play. That solar power play. I was there for attitude. I was there when they went to war band. They went to good plan for a power play. They keep the meeting, but comments continuity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are they saying? Look at the model roads. The hospital road. The airport road. Where are they? No. They can't go to get shit here. They are not shit. It's somebody to come in here. Yeah? They pass there one line all around. We are watching there. I don't know. We're still get there. 2029 receipt. We don't move. We're getting there and then 2029. So if they do it well, how we tell? They don't.
Thank you. I like the way you put it. If they are doing well, TWT, time will tell. Folks, on that note, this is how we conclude this edition of the program from the Pre-News. This is a regular feature that comes your way every Monday, straight up to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. This program is brought to you by Crime Stopper Liberia, Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road, Smart Road Junction, and Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. My name is Wendell Nimna. Esther Doc, who was here, we want to say to you, do have a pleasant Monday.
I can't stand no more, cause I'm a fool. I can't